What is happening now and how dangerous is it? After the meeting between Putin and Biden in Geneva, de-escalation was clearly visible, but now the situation has changed. A number of foreign analysts say that with the appearance of the latest Russian ultimatum to the West, the world has passed into a new reality. And this new reality is that Russia has unequivocally and rigidly positioned itself as a force that will defend its position firmly. Prior to that, Western elites considered that by pressure on President Putin and Russian elite, Russia could be forced to change its course, which means surrender of everything and everyone in Russia to the West. But now it has become clear that Putin understands the extent of the danger, and Putin has taken a tough stand against the West. This is truly a new reality. Will the West go to a military conflict? It's hard to say. The West understands a simple thing, that unlike the previous situation, the risk of a harsh response from Russia, including a nuclear one, has increased significantly. In these conditions, the West will probably try to look for other ways to solve this problem. What options could be considered by the West? First, diplomatic option. Under this option, the West wants to drag out time and try to turn Putin's team into a softer channel in order to open a window for a stronger influence within Russia. Second, the introduction of the toughest sanctions against Russian people that might be vulnerable to these sanctions, that is, against people who have assets and relatives in the West. Third, military strategic option. The stake is on exhausting Russia in the arms race, drawing Russia into military conflicts, for example, Ukrainian. They will try to do this in such a way that the matter doesn't come to a direct clash between the US and Russian armed forces. For example, supporting the actions of the Ukrainian troops with missile strikes in the same manner as in Syria, formally without affecting the Russian troops. Why has the situation escalated right now? Firstly, the European elites, who for the last 2-3 years have been conducting an absolutely insane campaign for a green economy, have turned out to be complete bankruptcies in the eyes of their own people. A green economy, even in a not very harsh winter, doesn't solve the problem of energy supply. In these conditions, the task of strengthening their power, both in Europe and in the United States, can only be achieved through the external success. That is the main reason for the expansion of the West towards Russia. Secondly, in the West there is also a tough confrontation between nationally oriented capital and the transnational elites. And if, after the Russian ultimatum, the West will agree with Russia, not even on everything, but on most of the demands, this will mean the defeat of the liberal globalist elites in the eyes of their people and the national bourgeoisie. Liberal globalists will lose influence and will be replaced by elections. A number of factors indicate that liberals globalists have to achieve their global influence by 2025-2030. That is their last chance. They don't have much time left. Therefore, liberal globalists will fight to the death. This will be expressed mainly in the growth of military activities. The military officers of NATO countries and the United States are well aware of this. The generals of the German Bundeswehr turned to another lady Minister of Defense who made very tough anti-Russian speeches, up to the possibility of using nuclear weapons. The generals demanded that she reduce the aggressiveness of her rhetoric, since they understand perfectly well the danger of a war with Russia. Military professionals also understand that if it comes to the use of nuclear weapons, then Germany and other countries that will take part in this adventure will disappear from the face of the earth and go down in history.